Hey everybody, John Huber here, Maryland K-12. So Educate, or Ed Week as it's called, is a national magazine, periodical, whatever you want to call it. And it's a pretty well respected source within the education world. And they did a survey recently, or every year they do a survey. It's called the National or the Annual State of Teaching Survey or something like that. And in this survey, they, kind of do a lot of annual survey kind of stuff. But this year, they decided that because of everything they've heard and what the teachers are saying, they've consistently heard anecdotes about problems with student behavior, et cetera, et cetera. So the teachers who subscribe to this and who respond and who engage with this particular periodical, according to their own information, have over the past year or so been, inundating them with information saying, hey, behavior is a problem, behavior is a concern. And they decided to add, what did they say? They decided to craft a few questions about how educators' perceptions of those conditions have changed. And basically, they added two questions. And the first question was, was crafted in such a way. Past year, the behavior of the students I teach has remained about the same or improved. And it failed miserably. They hardly got anywhere near 50% that said that. The majority said it has gotten worse. Maryland, by the way, is just kind of right down the middle on the national average, at about 33 to 38%. Let's say around 35%. So around 35% of Maryland teachers have stated that the behavior of the kids has been the same, better. And the other 60-some, close to 70%, said, no, it's not gotten better or has not stayed the same. Again, now you're getting into semantics of how they craft these questions. And then the other one is like what teachers report would have a major impact, what the teachers think would have an impact on the students' behavior. Everything from instruction for parents on teaching children how to behave in certain ways, limiting their ability to limiting parents' ability to undermine consequences. That's an interesting one. Limiting parents' ability to undermine consequences when their children get in trouble for misbehaving. I've never heard of that one before, so I guess that there are parents who are out there who are trying to, they're objecting to it and they're appealing it, and maybe it's getting overturned, or maybe they're talking with it's. So the bottom line is this: Education Week has basically added a couple of questions and confirmed that student behavior is a major problem. Go figure. I see these things and I laugh. I'm like, so we had to take a survey to tell you this? Have you spoken to any teachers lately? Have you been to a school lately? Have you looked in a classroom lately? Probably not. But anyway, that's what's going on. And then what also is interesting about this is the fact alone that Education Week, which is a fairly liberal, left-leaning, and I'm not trying to insult them, it's a good source for educators, but it's generally left-leaning Democrat type of content, and the hardline traditional discipline content generally doesn't make it into there. But anyway, other publications are now coming out saying, well, the fact that Ed Week even included this shows what a huge problem it is. There's one article here that I was reading that says that the title of the article is "Student Discipline Has Gotten So Bad That Even the Liberal Education Week Has Highlighted It." Interesting. It doesn't take a rocket science to figure out what's going on, and in my opinion, restorative practices have we're just taking consequences away from teachers and especially administrators, and all they can do is sit down and talk to the kids, and that all sounds great until their school is affected. Then they want something different. I'll have a little bit more to say about that, but anyway, Education Week added two questions. And they got overwhelmed, and now they're surprised that teachers said that behavior is a problem. Anyway, have a great day.